What is going on, guys? My name is 4G. Today I wanted to make a video talking about Fortnite OG is the new Counter-Strike. Now, what am I talking about with that? Because that makes absolutely no sense just based off of that, because, well, Fortnite and Counter-Strike, they're nothing alike. Sure, they're shooters, but other than that, there's nothing else in comparison in terms of the gameplay and everything. That is not what I'm talking about, though. What I'm talking about is OG Fortnite is something that if they left it as a standard mode in the rotation, if you just could play it whenever you wanted, even after this season OG ends, if they kept it as a permanent mode, this would be similar to Counter-Strike in the sense that it is exactly the reason people play Counter-Strike still. They don't update that game very much. I know they released Counter-Strike 2, but let's be real, it's the same game, and that's okay. It's the same game with a better engine. That's really what Counter-Strike 2 is, and that is exactly what Fortnite OG is now at this point. We have the exact same gameplay that we've had since 2018 at this point, right? The same gameplay, the same map, the same fun, because it's exactly what people come back for. They come back for that simplicity, they come back for that familiarity. That is why people play Counter-Strike decades later since that game came out. Yeah, sure, like I said, they've upgraded the graphics and stuff, but other than that, the core gameplay has stayed very similar to what it has always been. And that, to me, is what OG Fortnite is. Sure, with Chapter 5, Chapter 4, in the past, these newer chapters, they are always progressing, trying to change things and make things different. And I feel like there's a part of people like me, for example, who just really liked this older version of Fortnite that is always, anytime they make these changes that go too far out the norm, it kind of bothers us. For me specifically, I was huge into the idea of the sprinting and everything. I thought it was fun, but at the same time, there was a part of me that's like, damn, this is changing up the game too much. Now, okay, maybe that's not the best example, because of course we have the sprinting and mantling in the OG map now, and honestly, it makes the game even better. But actually, that's not a good example, but I don't know, it's just all the things that they've changed in the current days of Fortnite. They removed the pump, they removed the scar. These core features of the game, or to me, their core features are just gone. They're just weapons that are just gone from the game. It's like in Counter-Strike, they removed the AK, they removed the M4, they removed the AWP. It doesn't make any sense. They're not going to remove things like that. Okay, we have new stuff, or even if they add new stuff, they rarely add new stuff to Counter-Strike. Well, with this OG mode, they wouldn't add anything either. It would be a mode that people come back to for that simplicity and familiarity, like I said, and I would be all for it, man. I love the idea that if they were to bring back this mode, or keep it as an actual game mode in the future, all they would have to do to keep this interesting is doing exactly what they are already doing for this season OG, where they every single week update the map, change up a little bit of stuff here and there, and that is it. Everything that is OG, that is only from the Chapter 1 map, Chapter 1 changes, Chapter 1 loot pool changes, that is it. They don't do anything beyond that, and keep that within the OG mode, and it's amazing, man. They don't need to do anything beyond that. They don't need to do anything that would change up the gameplay at all. Just keep it like that, and it would be interesting. Having it on a weekly rotation type thing, where we have the Chapter 1 Season 6 map one week, then the Chapter 1 Season 5 map the other. I mean, that's not very big of a difference in changes from those maps, but I mean, you get my point, all right? Keep it on a cycle, similar to how Save the World is. Save the World is on a cycle where every single update is basically repeating. They sometimes change things here and there, but not really. It's mostly just the exact same events reoccurring every single year. It's been like that for about 3 or 4 years now. They just do the same stuff over and over again, and that's how it should be with the OG mode. Just do the same stuff in a rotation. There you go. This week, Season 6 is coming out. Then we know, okay, well, next week, we're going back to Season 3. I don't know, something like that would be interesting to me. We would have Chapter 5, so we would have all the new stuff that you can play around with and all that stuff. Or if you just want the simplistic mode, or you just feel like playing that, you can choose that and go and play some nice gameplay, right? Is Fortnite not about having options in what you want to play nowadays? Because that's what sounds like Tim Sweeney wants when it comes to Fortnite Creative. I mean, I remember seeing people complaining about these very easy maps that were getting thousands of people playing, these creative maps, and Tim Sweeney responded saying something like, let people play what they want to play, or something like that, because it's all about player choice. If players want to choose that, that's their thing. That's the same thing. Well, if I want to play OG Fortnite, can we not play it? Now, I know that there are these creative games like Reboot Royale. They did a great job of trying to recreate it, but with the Unreal editor, it's still very limited. It's not the exact same thing, and because it's not official, it's not going to have a consistent player base. But if it's officially from Epic Games, there will always be a player base of some kind, because Epic Games, they have the actual tools to do what they did and make the actual experience pretty much exactly to what it was in the OG game. Because I'm telling you, man, I haven't had this much fun on Fortnite in years. I know that's just what everyone's saying at this point, but it's just true. I have had so much fun playing this game. Even when I play solo, I was absolutely just having zero fun playing solo in Chapter 4, and even Chapter 3 to an extent, man. There was just no fun to be had there. Unless I was playing with friends for the last couple chapters, man, I was just not having too much fun. Even in solo, I'm enjoying the game again. And that is something that is pretty massive for me, okay? That is pretty massive, because I used to be a solo player, and then somewhere along the way, it started draining, and I started being like, man, I can't sit here and play solo. It's just not fun anymore. And I had to play with friends, otherwise there'd be just, there's no reason. I'm sure, okay, not saying that playing with friends isn't still way more fun. It is, but because of the way that the gameplay plays now, the fact that there's just no cars anymore around the map, so the gameplay's not too fast, I don't know what it is, man. Something about this original map, something about the original loot pool, everything about it makes it a lot more fun again playing solo, and that is very nice to me, like I said, because of course I'm not always going to have friends available to play. Not everyone has that, especially as you get older. You know, people aren't always available to play, and being able to play solo and enjoy it is very nice. So I don't know, I just don't like playing these newer seasons as much. I do understand that they need to keep making these new chapters, new maps, new modes, and all this stuff, and you know, keep adding to that Battle Royale experience to keep the game fresh. I'm not saying that they have to stop doing that and keep this, and that's it. We just have Fortnite OG. I do think it would always keep people around, to be completely honest. I don't know, something about the game, something about it has that formula that Counter-Strike keeps people playing with. But like I'm saying, there's a lot of people, especially newer players, who would get bored, who are used to all of this stuff, getting new content and stuff like that. Well, we got new content back in Chapter 1. We got a lot of new content, but all that content kind of just makes sense nowadays. And up until season 8 or 9, they started adding dumb stuff. Not 8, I'd say 9. Season 9, when they started adding, like, no, that was season 10. The storm flip, for an example. I don't know. Season 10, they're gonna have the storm flip back with the season OG, but you know, I don't even mind it that much. It's just like, I remember that was when Chapter 1 was starting to go downhill, and it's probably because they were making Chapter 2. They were working on that, and that's Chapter 2 is not my favorite. I'm just gonna be real. I don't know why people love it so much. I'm not gonna hate on you for loving it. You know, we all love what we love, but not really my thing personally. And I haven't had fun, or true fun, with Fortnite since the Chapter 1 days. And so many people are saying it's just nostalgia, man. It's just not. I'm sitting here playing it in real time, having fun. Of course there's nostalgia. Of course I go to all these different POIs and I remember all the things that have happened, all the people I used to talk to and don't talk to anymore, you know, different things that happened. Of course I have those memories, but to say that it's just nostalgia when I'm sitting here actively having fun in the year 2023 on Fortnite would just be disingenuous, because it is not just nostalgia, man. I'm having a great time, and I hope that they keep it around. I hope that they do, because like I said, I do believe that this mode has the potential to be similar to a Counter-Strike type thing, where they just keep it around, and it just because it's simple, just because it doesn't get updated, doesn't mean that it's not going to be interesting. People come back all the time. I mean, look at TF2, Team Fortress 2, man. That game, it still has a ton of players, and it hasn't been updated in like a decade or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't play TF2. I just know that it doesn't get updated, and very often at least, and they don't add new stuff very often, unless it's maybe cosmetic or something, which I don't know. But also, I want to say the sprinting and mantling, I touched on this a little bit earlier. That in fact did make Fortnite OG a lot better. I thought that it would hurt the experience a little bit, so I was a bit concerned when they announced that they were going to just leave it in the game. But no, I do think that it makes it a lot better. I'm sure they were thinking about removing it temporarily, because I mean, they removed swimming, so maybe they were also thinking to remove this mechanic as well. But no, I do think that it makes it better, especially if you do play zero build. I don't play zero build too often unless I'm playing with friends that prefer zero build, so I'm not gonna say that it's incredibly helpful in builds, but it does It's a lot better, actually. No, it is, because I don't have to waste materials, for example, to build a ramp to get up to certain places, unless the mountains. The mountains, man. Holy, I forgot how high these mountains were. Especially the Haunted Hills one. God, man, people will be sitting on that, and it's just, you can't do anything against it. But that's what makes Chapter 1 Fortnite so fun. Things like that. It just adds a challenge that has not been around in Fortnite for years. And, I mean, we got things to counter that, like grapplers. We got rift to goes to get up on top of these hills. So it's not like there's absolutely no way. I mean, okay, it might be hard in zero build, but well, they have zip lines for that as well in zero build. But either way, I'm going to wrap up this video. I am just having a great time. I hope to see this mode return or stick around. I keep saying return as if it would be nice if they just kept it around entirely. Similar to zero build. Zero build did this where they just had a test for a week. They had it in the storyline where it just was like a test where there was no building was disabled because of the IO or whatever the reason was. It'd be nice if this was something similar. They saw the popularity of zero build, they saw how many people stuck around, and it would be nice to see that, because now there's not just OG Fortnite players coming back, there's also people who just really like the zero build feature of the game, that maybe they didn't even care to try the zero build feature years before because it was just chapter 3, chapter 4, they weren't really interested. But now that chapter 1 is back, and then also zero build, now there is a perfect game mode for players who just like that really classic experience, even though building has always been a part of Fortnite. But you know, a lot of people didn't build back in the day, so that's just a part of the classic experience for a lot of people. But either way, that's gonna wrap up this video. If you guys enjoyed, I'd like to be greatly appreciated. If you're new here and you like videos like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.